Well, hello there. This is the Wednesday edition of Inside the Arena, coming to you on Thursday or Wednesday if you're in the US. It's confusing, I know. So today we thought, some of our stories are from the past. We've been at this for 20 years, but today's theme is actually about something that came up this morning on a panel I was talking on about the circular economy. And we were just talking beforehand about how the challenge for us and for all entrepreneurs in the circular economy is that we're living in a linear world. And we're trying to plug
Sorry,
which is
I'm
a
not
song
singer.
living in the material world, which is a Madonna song.
Yes.
So just that Madonna reference. Anyone over 50 will get it. Anyone under 50, no idea. But the idea, the challenge of trying to bring a circular solution into a linear world, and actually the head of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation actually made that observation of us when we were trying to do our thing. So,
5 years ago.
So this is a
that
problem.
When your competitors are linear, they don't have to account for the destruction they're causing either in their upstream production, using fossil fuels and degrading the planet, or the downstream of what happens to the waste that they've been creating. So they don't have to pay for any of that, but when you're coming in with a circular solution, that's kind of embedded in your costs, from products redesigns, new materials, and then of course the disposal aspect of it too. So, in our particular case, we always say that, we've been working a lot in Indonesia, that diapers are, believe it or not, one of the biggest marine items of pollution in the world.
Indonesia is the second biggest
Yeah.
marine plastic waste generator in the world.
Yes, and 27% of their waste is disposable diapers. So diapers, even though depending on where you live, you might think that's crazy, but huge ocean plastics issue. So in the village that we were working with, 100% of the diapers were going in the ocean. That was the standard behavior. You take a diaper off, it doesn't go into a bin until night. It goes directly into the ocean, from baby to ocean pretty quick, every single change. So in that moment, the disposal is free. So for us, anything that we bring in for collect and compost, even though it's regenerating our natural systems, even though it does all this good stuff, it obviously keeps plastic out of the ocean. How do you compete with free?
Yeah, free is a very good price,
And yet, of course, it's not free. And the same thing is, depleting our fossil fuels and our non-renewable resources isn't free. There is a cost. There is a cost to ocean pollution, but it's not being paid for by consumers, and particularly in our case, parents who are completely stressed and strapped financially. So, we're always looking at how can we reframe this, because you can't put the solutions, you can't put the higher price on the consumers, but who's paying the bill for it?
Yeah. So that's the conundrum. And so, in the circular economy, I think of it as, collaboration is at the heart of the circular economy, and collaboration is kind of an anathema to a classic capitalistic kind of system, right? Companies acquire other companies and they grow big and monolithic, but the idea of really sitting and working with what could be a competitor is not really what is done. So that's kind of awkward. So one thing out of today is we'd love to get your comments and feedback to see if there's, two brains better than one, but 2,000 brains better than two. Love your input and feedback as we think about that solutions to deal with that. But one idea we had around thinking about positioning us as, rather than a classic consumer brand, is, we are a waste management solution.
Where we reduce ocean plastic. So you look at the budget for what's the budget to reduce the ocean plastic waste, and can we pull from that budget for the delta between our compostable diapers that can be collected and composted versus plastic disposable diapers, so that the parent would pay the same, maybe 1 cent or 2 cent more, but really you're talking about price parity and having the budget come from somewhere else. Now, of course, not everyone has already an ocean plastic pollution budget, but they will, and as we're starting to become more and more of an issue.
What country did you say does?
Oh, so the Seychelles did a really, they were one of the few countries that we can find statistics on. They spend $8,600 US per ton getting plastic waste out of the ocean. There's a new report that came out just recently that it was the first kind of comprehensive report around the cost of ocean plastic pollution, and it put it in, it was like $33 trillion. But again, no one's writing that check today, so there's nowhere to change the funds around. So we're trying to find, where does money come from? And of course, circularity, ideally it's the waste, right? That's what we started years ago, saying, how do we make the waste more valuable than the product? So we could, ultimately our goal was free diapers. How can we give the diapers away for free? That solves your marketing, your sales, your customer acquisition, your raw material prices go down because you have a broader customer base. Free solve lots of problems. But the math doesn't work out. The number of diapers that's required to make the number of the tons of compost and the sequestration of CO2 doesn't at the moment offset the price.
Yeah.
But it's where you want to head, obviously. And our compost is valuable, but not valuable enough at the moment, depending on where you live. Certainly in some places it's becoming more and more.
Yeah.
So I can talk about this stuff forever.
So that's the challenge, circular solutions plugging into a linear world, which is another...
competitors are linear. Because if we were all circular, we'd actually probably be cheaper. If Pampers and Huggies had to pay for the plastic mess they made.
Yeah, and in a way, these very cheap disposable products, diapers and other things are in fact the most expensive things in the world, right? If you have a full total cost accounting, terrifying to think about the cost, the true cost. So that's the conundrum we're wrestling with today.
To bring it into the market today, not 5 years from now when we have great plastic credits and all the other things. But
so whack some comments in the comment section and let's collectively think of a brilliant solution.
Or reach out privately if you prefer.
Please. Okay. See you then. Bye.